Hi guys, this is Ranjit, and in this video let's do the unboxing and have a first look at the Samsung Galaxy A53 smartphone. And as you can see, the box is very slim, so that means no charger in the box. And guys, this is a review note that was sent to me by Samsung India, and we now know the pricing of this smartphone, guys. This actually starts at 33,500 for the 6GB RAM variant and 1,500 rupees more for 8GB RAM variant. Certainly that is slightly premium price that we are seeing for A series, but as of now I was checking the Samsung website. There is a 3,000 rupees off if you use certain credit cards and stuff. So I'll leave the links of that in the description so that you can check it out. So here is this. So here is the device itself, and this one, I like that this one is still retaining the IP67 rating, so you can actually dip it in water also and everything, and nothing should happen to this device. And let's just open this up from the back. And this one also has a quad camera setup. Main camera is supposed to have optical image stabilization. It's a 64 megapixel sensor by Sony. So that's it in the box, not that much. As you can see, we have the SIM ejector tool and just a cable, no charger in the box. Though this model supports charging up to 25 watts, but you have to purchase that charger separately. So that's it. So here is the device itself, and I believe this comes in actually 4 different colors. It is black, white, blue and peach, but officially they are known as awesome black, awesome white, awesome peach and stuff like that. So here is the device itself. It's having a 6.5-inch screen. Let me give you a physical overview. So we do have a secondary noise cancellation microphone on this one, volume rocker, power on off button. This one supposed to have stereo speakers, and that's also Dolby Atmos, but no 3.5mm headphone jack. As you can see, SIM ejector tool over here. Let's see, do we get a hybrid slot or not? Storage will be 128 gigabytes. It's UFS 2.2, guys. And so a hybrid solution, guys. Yes, there is a micro SD card slot, but it's a hybrid solution that we are getting on this one. And here nothing. Back we have a quad camera setup, and front facing is a 32 megapixel. And the interesting thing is this one comes with a new processor. That's the Exynos 1280, and that's based on 5 nanometer process. I'm also very curious to see what's the performance of that one. So let's just power this on, and I'll set this up and then we will continue. Hi guys, this is actually the next day. I was not feeling that well yesterday, so I didn't shoot it, but now I have actually used this device for almost a day, so I'll also give you my initial impressions. In fact, also took some sample camera shots in dull lighting at night, because many of the smartphones take good photographs in the morning, daylight, but at night and dull indoor lighting, how do they do? So I did take some shots, and I feel the OIS on this one does make a difference. So here is the device itself. I haven't installed a lot of apps, and I was also very curious because this one comes with the new Exynos 1280 SoC, and this is the first time that I'm using this one. So I was also very curious, so I installed some benchmarking apps also on this one. So we'll also look at some of the benchmark scores that we got with this one. And again, this is also having an AMOLED screen, guys. 6.5-inch full HD plus AMOLED screen. The good thing is that this is having a 120 hertz screen, so no issues regarding that one. So that way it's a good AMOLED screen that you are getting on this smartphone. You can dial it down to 60 hertz, but by default it was set to, if you go towards the display, it was set to high motion, that is 120 hertz by default, guys. And I'm using the navigation mode. Another thing, again, this is a common thing that we are seeing with Samsung devices, and I'm glad that they did even for this A series, is that out of the box this comes with Android 12. That's the latest version of Android, but this smartphone will also be getting next 4 years of Android updates. So Android 13, 14, 15, 16 and 5 years of security update. So that way I would say it's a good thing. Generally Samsung was limiting this to their flagship series, but now it's also on this one. So that's actually a nice thing. Next thing is okay, this one has a stereo speakers, no 3.5mm headphone jack, but stereo speakers. So let's have a look at that. And again, it's an AMOLED screen, so in display fingerprint scanner also we are getting on this one. This has the One UI 4, and let's just go to the copyright free music, and I'm going to increase the volume, guys. And as you can see, it goes actually pretty loud. If I block it, this is from here. If I block it here, so again it's pretty balanced, I would say. So no issues regarding the stereo speakers on this one. But one thing I noted is that if you go over here, guys, to the app tray, the first pane is your regular apps and stuff. Facebook and Spotify also pre-installed, but here if you go, a lot of bloatware is pre-installed: Byju's, Moj, Daily Hunt, etc. And now let's also look at the benchmark scores, because I'm also very curious about this one. Samsung says this is this processor, the Exynos 1280, is based on 5nm process, then that's why it will be actually pretty power efficient. In regular usage, it didn't get hot, but let's look at the benchmark scores I ran. So let's have a look at it. I saved the scores, and if I go to albums and screenshots, yes. And let's start with the Geekbench. Geekbench 5 single core, we got a score of 749, and multi-core 1897, which is again a very respectable score. I also ran PC Mark 10. You can also download this on your smartphone. Here we got a very healthy score of 11,718, and I also ran Antutu on this one, and Antutu we got a score of 4,32,000 on this smartphone. Good thing is that even when I was running Antutu and Antutu stresses, if you notice, the CPU temperature did not increase by a huge margin. It just increased by 2.7 degrees Celsius. So that was actually a good thing. Again, YouTube Premium also you get with this one. And one thing I had to note is that, again, if you're getting this smartphone, I had to do it. This one does support Dolby Atmos, but if you go to the quick pane by default, these are the quick panes that you have. NFC, Dolby, always on, extra dim, and all these things. You have to add it. You have to press this plus and drag it down. By default, they are actually not there. So it does have NFC also, Dolby Atmos, and I also like the fact that you have this extra dim option on this one. This is actually nice at night, guys. So it dulls the screen, so it doesn't give you that eye fatigue and all this thing. So typical UI, and left if you go, you get this new Google pane. So again, it's a typical One UI on this one. The handset feels nice to hold. It's not very but again, this back is that polycarbonate plastic kind of a thing, and this is sort of a fingerprint on this one. But this is the layout, and another good thing about this smartphone is that this one has actually IP67 rating. So I did splash a bit of water, as you can see on this one, and actually nothing happened to this smartphone. So it's nice to see they have implemented this IP67, because that can be useful. Moving to the glass, this is Gorilla Glass 5 that we are getting on this, and yes, this is also a 5G smartphone. In terms of 5G, this supports 10 bands of 5G, and also, again, as it's a Samsung phone, this also has Knox security. So if you're that kind of person, yes, you have that. So in terms of features, I would say Samsung hasn't done a lot of cutting on this smartphone. Now let's also talk about the camera, because I feel that's an important part of this one. The main sensor, that's the 64 megapixel, is a Sony sensor. Then we have 12 megapixel, that's ultra wide. Then we have two 5 megapixel for depth and macro. I feel instead of that, it could have been a telephoto lens, but that's what we have. And front facing is that punch hole kind of a thing. This is a 32 megapixel camera. And if let me quickly just show you the camera interface, then I'll actually show you the samples. And if I just press cancel, and if I go here, as you can see, this is 1x, this is ultra wide. And ultra wide actually goes pretty wide, if you notice. And we also have this 2x, but this 2x is actually digital zoom, guys. You can go up to 10x also in digital zoom. So here we have these options, and again, portrait mode, photo mode, video mode is there, and more if you go, you have more modes over here. One thing I liked is that this is the fun mode, and this works in the rear facing as well as, but I feel it's better in the front facing. This is the regular front facing camera, 32 megapixel. Of course, we have the portrait mode. You can adjust the background blur. By default, it's too much, so I would say just reduce it a little bit and play around. I like this fun mode. This I didn't expect, but as you can see, you can change here, and you get some cool effects like this, like this, like this. So some cool effects that you can get here with this one. Let me actually now show you some sample shots taken with this smartphone. First, some outdoor samples. This is a regular shot, and this is ultra wide. Again, outdoor shots, as you can see, come out actually really good with this one. The main 64 megapixel sensor is actually doing a pretty good job. And this is a regular shot, and I feel the ultra wide, this is actually ultra wide. As you can notice how wide it is. Now, some shots taken at night, and as you can see, these are in very dull lighting conditions. And here also, I would say the main camera sensor is actually doing a pretty good job. considering the dull indoor lighting conditions. Skin tones are also produced well. As you can see, this is in a regular shot and this was in the portrait bokeh mode. Now moving to the front facing camera, the front facing camera performance is also actually pretty good, as you can see with the sample shot. Now these were taken with the portrait bokeh mode with the front facing camera. Shooting with the front facing camera, and I'm just going to walk around to give you an idea how is the stabilization, and the audio is also being recorded via its internal microphone. So this is what you can expect in terms of video quality with the front facing camera of this Galaxy A53 smartphone. So guys, this is the Samsung Galaxy A53 5G smartphone. What do you feel about this one? It's too early to comment about the battery life on this one, but I feel the battery life should be decent because initial impressions, the new Exynos 1280 does not heat up or something, and it has a 5000 milliamp hour battery. So this was the Samsung Galaxy A53 5G smartphone. What do you guys feel about the same? Do let me know in the comment section below. That's it for now for this video. Thanks for watching. This is Ranjit and I hope to see you in my next video. Take care, guys.